We will start with this familiar sound. And we will turn it into this. By adding this major box, we can easily improvise over this blues progression. We will uncover some lead guitar secrets coming right up. Today's lesson will be a great way to improvise without thinking too much, because we'll start with this familiar scale. And if we want to improvise over a C7, F9, and a G9, a basic 1-4-5 in the key of C, we really just need to add this major box. So here's the C minor pentatonic. The major box that I'm talking about. I'll show it on screen. Look at how we're just adding 3 notes to this minor pentatonic. But when you put all this together, it creates an easy way to mix the major and minor pentatonic, which sounds bluesy. Hammering onto the major third of the C, which is an E note. Don't necessarily need to know all these notes, but it's good to visualize this. Look down at the fretboard, see the minor pentatonic, and then see that major box within. I didn't see this for a long time, but if you look down, you need to visualize this stuff. The C minor pentatonic, you should be able to look down and see that major box within the minor pentatonic. That way you're only adding a couple notes. So if you play a C7 chord, F9, back to C7. You can hear the changes. G9, F9, back to C7, back to that hammer-on of the third. You should be able to look down and visualize some of this stuff. Learning the notes is really important also, but visualizing this stuff on the fretboard is just as important. Let me break some of those ideas down. Classic walk-up here. 10 on the D string, 8 to 9 hammer on the G string. That's the major third. 8, 10, and then the root note, C again. And you can do a lot of things from that anchor point. A good way to outline the F9 chord. So hitting the 10th fret of the G string, sliding up from 9 to 10, hitting the C note here, and you're really just outlining some of the notes in that F9 chord. Then hit this again on the 10. 11 on the E string, 10, and then on the 8th. as you walk up to the G9 chord, even when you're soloing, you can walk up to these chords chromatically, going up to the G note here in the 10th, but go 8, 9, 10 on the A string is a G note. G9 chord. Really targeting that G note here in the 8th fret. So 8, 10, bend and release, back to 8, that root note. Fits that chord perfectly. And you can finish that run off the turnaround with a piece of the chord here, just sliding up to the 9, 8 on the B string, barring the G and B strings on 10. Again, and you're really outlining that chord again, just using a piece of the chord. But again, you're in the minor pentatonic. You're playing that major box within it. Don't keep those things separate, just connect them within the minor pentatonic. And then you can walk right down. 10, 10 on the A string. 8, 7, which is an E note, which is a major third of the C, which just resolves back to the C. You can do this in any key. How about G? A, B, you really need to visualize that little box within the minor pentatonic, and you will have so much more confidence when you improvise. I said earlier in the video you can improvise without thinking too much because this box sits right in the scale that you know so well already. Work on this. This will really become a big part of your playing. Hope you got something from the video, and let's talk soon.